Okay, I reverted back to the old camera, and we'll see if it lags really bad this time. Hopefully it's not my computer. That'd be bad. Sorry, guys. I am not sure what's going on. Hopefully you're back with us. But we'll try it a third time and see what happens. And on top of everything else, it appears that my soldering iron might be dead. Because it's not even on. So, oh man, I had such a dialed setup. I've been using my new camera for the live stream, and it looks way better than this. And yeah, for whatever reason, it just doesn't want to work tonight. So we'll try it the old way. Hopefully, it doesn't get all laggy and weird, and we'll move on. So you guys repost your questions again. I'm really sorry. One of these times I'll get it figured out. I'm all blurry. I should be working on this car, but I kind of don't feel like it. So that's okay. It is what it is. But yeah, so we got the old camera going on. It's a little on the blurry side, but that's okay. We'll deal with it. I'm going to get this old motor, this old stinky motor out of my crawler. Okay, back to it. Still got gold ellipses or dirt webs. We have lots. We finally got in a bunch off of back order, so I'm really happy about that, and should be fine. So we have lots. Is there open practice Sunday? Yes, there will be. In fact, use those Sundays up because Oval starts October 10th. And the track build will actually start Sunday, October 3rd. So you have pretty much the rest of September to get your practice in at the original HobbyPlex. And then we go back to Dirt Oval on Sundays. Yeah, Dustin Hosick and Alex Vanderbeek has really been getting their Sunday practice in, using it up, which is a good idea. What would I do to a B6 1D for carpet? It depends on what class you're running. If you're running stock, I would just get for sure a gear diff. They're like $30 for a complete gear diff at the HobbyPlex, and maybe some sway bars if you wanted to try it out, and probably some stiffer springs, and of course tires. So, we'll call it $100 would get your B6 over to carpet. You've already got the pills that were included in the kit to change any roll center settings and stuff like that. So shouldn't have to spend any extra money to get that part unless you don't have them, of course. And sway bars aren't necessarily super important if you're racing one of the slower classes. If you're racing mod, you probably should always have them on your car. But everything else, I'd say you should be fine. But it's just nice to have, and they're not very expensive. Team Associated makes them really affordable, so should be okay. This baby, I wish I could show you guys. It would how black this motor is. Maybe I can. Hold on, it's rebuildable. I'm going to show you guys this motor. It's hilarious. I saw how's your G-Speed working for you? So my first official run with it was going to be Tuesday, and I burned my old school 27 turn motor. In fact, this was a handout motor, number 472, from some race somewhere. And it lasted about 2 gates, which I made. I passed through them, and then it smoked. And so, yeah, I think I'm going to keep the springs because they're pretty hard to find nowadays. And I will chuck this guy and put the new one in. That's what I was doing tonight. And I got this guy, my Crawlmaster Sport 16 turn. Woo, stinky. Let's take this thing off so I can show you guys how black it got. It's pretty cool. Screwdriver. Where are you at? There we go. That's pretty funny. Nicely done, sir. That is a I wish I could be like Matt Walsh and pick out my favorite comments of the day and put that on there. All right, here you go. Check this out. This is disgusting. If I can get out of here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Look at that. Look how black that is. Just straight melted it. That's amazing. Oof. Does not smell very well either. I mean, it's pretty awful. Not sure what happened to my soldering iron. It worked. It worked when I hooked that guy up, and I got all my wiring here done. And now all of a sudden, it's not turning on. It's very disappointing. And I thought I had a backup, but I can't find it. So once again, another Thursday hits a snafu of some sort. Yeah, Brett, you missed it, dude. There was, let's see. There was Matt Lang, Jim, his kid Nick, Chris Roselle, and Kobe were there, and then me. And I made it through the first 2 gates, and I was like, why isn't my car going? And then poof, bunch of smoke. So yeah, yay me. But whatever, it's fine. So this is actually the motor. I ran a 16 turn in my Enduro last year. And I went back to brushed. I have that Fusion 1800, and it just does not, it doesn't like getting bumped. You know how if you're on a uphill and you want to get your car to accelerate real fast and bump and land, for whatever reason, it's got that throttle match stuff in it. And if you do this too much, it accelerates too fast and kind of goes uncontrolled, basically. So I decided to go ahead and pull it. I might actually put it in my Axial SCX-10-3 over here. And I was actually thinking about grabbing the axles off of this thing and putting them on this thing. I still might go with portals, but I'm gonna give this a shot for a couple weeks, and then if I'm still not happy with how things are going, then I might end up doing that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I kind of want a Capra. That Kobe dude, he's got rear steer on his Capra now, and that was pretty impressive. I've always wanted to do a class 3 with the dig, but after seeing the Capra with rear steer, I kind of changed my mind a little bit. I might do that route. Just requires you to get another front axle setup, basically. So I don't know. We'll see. I have so many projects in the works that sometimes I kind of get ahead of myself. Yeah, dude. This kid that's got this Capra, he's been coming out. Brett's got one too, actually. But he's been coming out, and he said he was going to get rear steer, and then he showed up Tuesday with it because I was on vacation the previous week, and it looked like there was a couple gates. There was like, there's no way this Capra is going to get through it because we set up the course for class 2, not for class 3. So the gates on Tuesday were pretty skinny. And there was a couple gates where I was like, there's no way he's going to get through that. And he just flipped on the rear steer and was able to just squirm right through them. So it really kind of opened my eyes on what you can do, without even having like a full like G-Speed or Sherpa setup or something like that, Team Garage Hack. Maybe just going the Capra route might be a way to go. I don't know. Yeah, that really bums me out that they don't just sell the axles. You have to piece it together or buy a kit, right? So you could almost buy 2 kits and be able to do that. Like I was going to buy another Axial 3 kit just for the axles, and then just sell off the rest of the stuff, part it out or whatever. Could still do that. Don't want to, but I could still do that. But they should. Axial should just sell the axle kits just like they do with the AR45 axles, the straight axles for the Axial 3. They should just do it that way. Just sell the axles complete like that. They'd sell tons of them because everybody's building their stuff out of, I should say most out of SCX 10-2 or 3 axles, or Capra axles. Connor, I think I skipped your question. What about a front wing or tower cover? You pretty much have to have that on your car. So your B6, you should be able to just use. You should be able to get the tower covers that come with the B6 0.3. They should fit on there. And then your front wing, you just pick that up at the Plex. That just helps prevent the carpet from getting dug in. That's just the rules. So yeah, you kind of have to have that. I didn't even think about that. I was thinking more about like setup and stuff. So, okay, back to what I was doing. Without being able to solder it, because something always has to go wrong on a Thursday night when I'm working. I've been mountain biking more, so I'm kind of thought I was going to be tired tonight because I went biking before I went to work, and then I had to go run an errand, and thought for sure I was going to be just like pooped. But nope, here I am, all ready to go. Course was really good on Tuesday too. It was really fun. Most hit maybe 2 gates. There was this one gate that we had that was just pretty much everybody hit. I don't think anybody ran it clean, if I remember correctly. Demonic Wolf is on here. We sold one of those Traxxas Magnum transmissions today to somebody that was looking to go to get a stronger stuff for their drag car. And I was really excited to show them it. I'm like, hey, check this out. They were going to buy the Proline one, which probably would have been fine, but I wonder if there's just like drag. Maybe that's what killed that motor. Huh. Yep. Look at that. Okay. Let's see what's going on. So maybe it wasn't the motor's fault. Maybe it was maybe a bad gear or something like that. I wonder if the screws holding the overdrive gear on maybe backed out and is causing a problem. I don't have my drill tonight. I left it in the car, and I kind of don't want to leave you guys with a bunch of dead air. So super pumped for the Techno series. That's good. I have a track layout all set up for that first round, and then we'll go from there. But I'm gonna try a little bit different approach to the track this year. We'll see what happens. Yeah, the stock ring and pinion gears and the elements are weak sauce. I have the machined ones in my Gatekeeper now. That's one of the first things I replace right away are the ring and pinions. They're terrible. They're not terrible. They just, the stock ones, the pot metal just comes right off of them. It's pretty bad. This is actually a SCX-10 Huh. What the heck? Not 3, I'm sorry. SCX-10 And you know what? I'll be right back. Sorry guys. I gotta go get this drill. I did it again. I have been just like terribly unorganized the last couple weeks that it's kind of frustrating on my part. It's definitely bound up, so we're going to see why that is. I have these sweet little SSD wheel nuts that have the covers on them to get that point, that scale point. Huh. That's weird. Connor says, what tires do you recommend? Yeah, it could be a C's bearing. We're about to find out. So we have pre-mounted J-Concepts twin pins and swaggers, front swaggers, which is a really good way to go. And then we've got some pre-mounted Proline prisms that are a good way to go. And then if you want to glue your own tires, I think you're going to find the new tires probably going to be the what are they called? Fuzz swagger, swagger fuzz, or fuzz bites from J Concepts, and then the Hexons from Proline. Although I don't think Daniel liked those last year, so. No, it's not a bearing. And the ring gear looks fine. But it has these little notches on it that make me wonder. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because it was locked up, and then when I took the wheel off of my my hub here, it freed it up. So maybe that's all it is. I'm going to put it back in there. Sounds terrible. Interesting, to say the least. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the cactus. Dude, if you can get pre-mounted cactus from Schumacher, you're in like Flynn. Those are really good tires. Actually, if I was buying my own tires, I'd probably go with cactus just because they seem to last the longest. And then just got to remember that at the Plex we allow sauce SXT white dot, and the reason why is because black carpet's kind of hard on tires, but we found that it's a equalizer. So if you have like worn down carpet tires, if you just use sauce on them, the lap times don't really go away that much. And if you're racing stock, you should be able to make a set of tires last you quite a long time, especially because we're using sauce. Come on. Quit being a butthole. You're being a butthole. Speaking of the Millennium Falcon, did you see did you guys watch the little Mandalorian special featurette with Filoni? That guy needs to be the designated head of Star Wars, like always. I think he already is at some point, but he needs to be in charge of like all the movies, everything. Because it seems like he gets it. Like Star Wars should leave you happy. You shouldn't be all pissed off when you leave the movie theater. You know? Big dude, low C crawler or SMT gravedigger? Gravedigger. Definitely. Oh wait, SMT gravedigger? I don't know. That's a weird one. You know what? I think it is. I bet you it's these guys right here. I bet you they're that's what was causing up all the binding. Well, that's a bummer. Get out my 5mm spacers. Yeah, I think the LMT is kind of a cooler truck than the axial crawler or gravedigger nowadays. But that being said, I had an SMT. The thing about the axial monster trucks is you got to do a couple things to them because let's see. I don't think the new one. I think the new one still has the cast ring and pinion gears, so they're pretty much useless. So you got to get the machined front and rear ring and pinion gears. And I would suggest doing overdrive in the front and underdrive in the rear, so your SMT can turn better. And then I think the center one is kind of, if I remember correctly, it's also cast metal. So once you get the front, the center, and the rear lockers all in machined quality aluminum or machined metal steel, then you got to get the center drives, so that a good set of MIPs for the center, and then you're kind of in good shape there. And then the shocks are okay, you know. But then you got to get a good steering servo too. I had to do quite a bit to my SMT10, but I did have an older one, and I know they re-released it, but I can't remember. If they fixed all that stuff, or if you still have to buy that stuff when it's time. That is absolutely what's wrong. It's this guy right here. The Nightcrawler is such a cool crawler. It's just that it's kind of the design's pretty old. So if you just don't mind, if you want to just crawl stuff and you don't have to worry about, and you're not worrying about any of the competition side of crawling, and you're just doing it because you like doing it and it's fun, the Nightcrawler is great. But because it's twin plate, it doesn't fall into any sort of competitive category anymore. So it's on that end, it's kind of useless, but it's still really cool. It definitely would crawl the best for sure out of it all. I'm actually pretty stoked because where's it at? Oh. So this is actually we're kind of in crawling mode tonight, aren't we? This is I think I've shown this on here before, but this is my low-C comp crawler. And this thing's badass. And if they'd let me compete with it around here in like class 3 and stuff, I would totally do it because it'd be awesome. These are classic Boss Claws. They don't make them anymore. And this is actually my original truck. I cut all those by hand to make this thing do even better. And there's a story that goes with this truck. This is actually my truck. And I sold it for like way too cheap a long time ago. Probably like 2010, 2011. And sold it for way too cheap. And then the guy who I sold it to's daughter came in the store one day and was like, "Hey, do you know who I am?" And I'm like, kind of. And it was this gentleman's daughter. I said, "Hey, does your dad still have this crawler?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does." And I'm like, "Well, he never uses it, so I sure would like to buy it and buy it back." And turns out, actually, I had to buy it back for $50 more than I sold it, which kind of sucks, but you know what? That's okay, because this is actually my original crawler. This thing has got all the hop-ups on it because I was sponsored by Losi at the time, so I could get all this stuff really cheap. So I've got the 22-degree spindles and hubs, and what else do I got? I got the carbon fiber shock towers. I had that machined aluminum 4-link back here. Of course, I got the aluminum lockouts in the back. I actually bent the links myself. And then the biggest thing was I relocated the transmission so the drive line goes right down the middle instead of off to the side. And then if you can see here, I actually had to cut the chassis to get the speed controller to fit right on that side. And then I had to cut the chassis so the motor hung out on this side. And these are the original Accelerin electronics, and they work. I could run this thing right now if I wanted to. I have it all hooked up. I just have to drop a receiver in there again, but I have all the settings stored in my controller, and the 1300 30C low C lipo still has power. Like it still works. It's still a good lipo. And got my original high-tech servo that I had on here. And then these wheels, the Vanquish bullet wheels, I actually got, it's so weird because like 2 months before I had the opportunity to buy this truck back, a gentleman came in with another comp crawler, and I was begging him to sell it to me. And he ended up selling it to me. And I was able to pretty much take all the good stuff off of it, including the wheels, and turn around and sell it off after I got my original one back. So the whole way that worked out was so bizarre. But I'm not making the mistake of ever selling this thing off ever again. This is one of my cooler trucks in my my little museum back here. And then this was my original body, of course, the old Losi comp crawler body. So it's kind of cool how that all works out. And I thought about like just taking it out on a Tuesday night to show everybody, because it worked. The dig works. Everything works like it's supposed to. It's freaking cool. Come on. There we go. So yeah, so that's my comp crawler. But again, it's twin plate, so it's not really designed to be a class 3 rig anymore, so that's okay. Yeah, the XR10s, I was kind of getting out of crawling for a little while when the XR10s, right when the XR10 came out, and kind of the whole thing, like they were, when they were allowing MOAs to compete with shafties, you know, in a way it kind of took the fun out of it, because a lot of the courses that were getting set up almost like could only be done with an MOA. And so kind of stopped being fun for a little while. And that's kind of when the local club kind of fizzled out as well. I think that had a little bit to do with it. So, dude, there's a, where's my phone at? So right now there's a bully for sale. See if I can find it. MHOR used case deals. So right now there's a bully at Mile High Off-Road Raceway, unless he sold it. And I think he only wanted $200 for it. And I was like, whoa. He might have sold it already. Wouldn't surprise me. Ooh, he's got a axial crawler with a game changer chassis. Let's look at that. Oh, wow. Interesting. Fully modified SCX 10.2. He might have sold the bully. He was only asking like $200 for it. And I thought about it. But then I'm like, nope, I've sworn off buying a bunch of stuff this year. I've already bought enough stuff, so it's not on there anymore. So it must have been sold already. Somebody probably saw that and was like, my original thought was, who cares about the bully? What about all the stuff that's on it, you know? But too late. That's okay. 2.2 Rovers. See, that's what so right there, baby. Hot bodies, I believe these are white Rovers 2.2. Illegal in our Sorca competitions nowadays, which really bums me out. They're on these Proline beadlocks, which I was going to use them, but the truck I got them off of, once I took them off, you can actually see the hex is rounded out. So, but I've been waiting to find another set of 2.2s that I could put these on and use them on something. But I have these two. So I've got Rovers and I've got Boss Claws, which the Boss Claws are crazy. So I was told once by a Losi project manager that the Losi Boss Claws were like the best-selling tire that Losi ever had, which was driving me crazy because Losi's been making tires for a long time. And I'm like, well, what about the IFMAR pin? Doesn't everybody use the IFMAR pin? But they said that Boss Claws were the best-selling tire of all time, and then they quit making tires, and they quit making those. Yeah, exactly. You bought the servo and got the bully with it. That's pretty much. That's what I was thinking when I saw that one on the More page for sale. Unless somebody told him, somebody might have told Chad too that, hey, this is really cheap. I missed the mini comp stuff. I missed the Losi mini crawler. We had one. One of Emerson's first kiddo pictures of him driving an RC car is driving our Losi mini crawler. And it was really cool what you could do with those. We held an event once at the Plex. God, what did we call it? Shoot, I can't remember what we called it, but I've got pictures of it somewhere. And for the mini class, you paid $100. I think it was $100, and you got a mini crawler kit that you had to use like stock. Was that what it was? It was a Mini Crawler Pro kit of some sort. Maybe weren't they rollers? Were they rollers or were they kits? I can't remember. But either way, we had 11 or 12 entries. So 11 or 12 guys all got basically a new Mini Crawler Pro, the Losi Mini Crawler Pro, and then they had to use it in the competition. So it was a cool deal a long time ago when we did that. Part of me thinks that they needed to get rid of them because they weren't selling or whatever, but I don't know. It was still a cool deal when they were out. So, well, that's definitely what it was, because now it's free. So the motor smoked because of drag. So at least I know. See, Thursday nights ended up being okay tonight. We figured something out. There's a dude named Ty here in town that's got, I think, 1 or 2 mini crawlers with a bug body and rovers. And when he comes out and brings that with him to play with it, it's entertaining what it can do. Because I mean, it's got, even that little guy, when it's done right, it had a bunch of clearance. And then you put those Hot Bodies mini rovers on them. Those were really, really good. There is a I got a picture on here from somewhere. I wonder if I can find it. Daniel, the Roar Pass. Basically, you can go on roarracing.com and you can pay for your Roar membership right now. Okay, it's $35 and it's a full year, so it doesn't go away in December. It goes from when you signed up to when you didn't. And if you want to do just the single race pass, we'll have those available at the regional event. So you can do it a couple different ways. See if I can find this picture real fast before we go. I might bail because we're no, it's not $35 per car. It's $35 per person. You're signing up yourself, not your cars. You're killing me. Where are you at? Nope, that's not it. Is it this one? Nope, that's the old track. You guys want to see the old track? Well, no, it's too late. Empty, racing in Norfolk, no. Gosh, where are these pictures at? Is it race stuff? Here's my, this is my actual, this is that crawler behind me. And I don't know if you guys can see that. That's on, this is all on my Facebook. But it's kind of funny seeing that picture and then seeing that back in my house. Shoot, man, I don't know where it's at. There's a whole like album that oh, here it is right here. What was that called? Did they make? Nope, that's not it. Never mind. I don't know where it's at. It's in there somewhere. Either way. Chris, if you're on Facebook, just find me on Facebook. It's Alex Sturgeon. I'll show you my photo so it's easy to find. That's my, get on Facebook. That's my profile pic. Just friend me on Facebook. I missed that haircut. So, all right. Well, sorry for the trouble tonight, guys. Third time's a charm. I guess when all else fails, I still got my little camera, and it doesn't look that bad. The lighting's good, so that's important. Figured it out. It's just these hubs. These are actually Element hubs, so it's probably my fault. Not probably. It's totally my fault. So appreciate you guys hanging in there, and we'll try to be back to normal with the channel. I kind of took a week and a half off. Basically, I was on vacation last week, and was just kind of enjoying the me time. So I have a bunch of race videos I got to get uploaded, and I'll take videos of the mains this weekend, and then next week we'll be doing a new edition of the track. So expect there to be some sort of update to our track build. So I know this channel is all over the map sometimes. A lot of times I'm doing crawling stuff. Other times I'm doing race stuff. Every once in a while I do some sort of bashing thing, but that's just kind of what I do, kind of all over the place. That's when you work at a hobby store, just kind of how it goes down. So again, appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. And I was glad I was able to get this running again tonight. So at least on a stable camera. So, all right, I'm going to go. I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed and get ready to go to work tomorrow. So I will see all of you guys later, and have a good night.